To continue this conversation on what you should do when buying a car, especially used, we wanted to bring in Leah Napoliello, Vice President of Better Business Bureau of Greater Houston in South Texas. Leah, good morning. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Sure.
Seeing that video, quite shocking.
Right, exactly.
Talk to us about what folks need to be on the lookout for, and if this is common. Is it common for dealerships to require money for a test drive, and what are those proper procedures when paying a deposit for a test drive on a vehicle?
So typically we don't see them requiring a deposit for a test drive. They may ask for your driver's license or insurance information, sometimes a credit check too. So we don't see that down payment unless you're actually wanting to purchase the car. So that's kind of out of the ordinary.
And if somebody finds themselves in a situation like this, this Alicia woman did, what should they do?
So the best thing you can do is to, if you have paid using something aside from cash or something that, if your money is, you pay with cash, unfortunately the money could be gone.
Yeah.
But if you pay using other types of methods like cashier's check or personal check, then you could potentially get the money back that way.
Yeah, if it's beyond that, if you've taken the bait, you give them cash, you give them a check, you give them some form of payment, and they refuse to give that payment back to you, what do you do in that situation?
You can file a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. We do process complaints on car dealerships, so that's an option. Also, the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles actually takes complaints on car dealers as well, so you could file a complaint with them too.
This is a really unique situation from our understanding, as Alicia told us when she reached out to the help desk, that she was required to put that fee, that down payment forth before taking that test drive without any clear explanation of the terms as to why that was needed. That should be a red flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag. If they're requiring something that from you and they're not really explaining what the terms and conditions are, why you have to make that payment for the test drive, you should know everything in advance, get everything in writing, get a contract so you know exactly what you're paying for, why you're paying it. All of that should be done in advance.
Is this a common situation that you hear about at BBB?
We do get a lot of complaints on dealerships in general and some used car dealers as well, so it is pretty common. Oftentimes there may be issues where maybe the dealer does not disclose certain defects to the consumer, so that could be a big problem. They only discover later that the car has issues that they were not aware of.
And as you mentioned, of course, report this to the BBB, but also authorities. We were talking with Gage and Oscar just moments ago, and they were saying, authorities encourage them to continue to take that video as proof as to, when these situations escalate, if they were to get to that point. How can consumers ensure, though, they're buying a car from a trustworthy dealership? You show up to a used car dealership such as this. Are there any indicators as to, hey, this is a legitimate car dealership that I ought to be doing business with?
So you should always check out a car dealership first. So check online. There are resources like the Better Business Bureau where you can read complaints and reviews that other customers have made. And so what other customers have experienced could be a good predictor of what you may experience if you were to purchase that particular car from that dealership. It's also a good idea to get that car inspected by a mechanic as well, so someone that's independent from the whole transaction can inspect it and see if there are any issues that you were not able to tell just by test driving or checking it out yourself.
Yeah, just adding to an already intimidating process, right? For a lot of folks, buying a car can be a vulnerable transaction, if you will, and so it is a little uncomfortable, but doing your homework perhaps before even showing up to the lot could go a long way.
Right, exactly. It is essential to do your homework, check out the dealer, look into the cars itself, compare prices to other dealerships. So don't just go into it blind.
Okay, Leah Napoliello, as always, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Sure, thank you for having me.
We do appreciate it.